What's up, guys? Welcome back to 25 High. So yesterday, me and my buddy Zach Nolan, you've seen him on the channel before. So we did all right. We didn't do amazing, but we caught some fish. We achieved our goal. We wanted to catch a few gar, you know, and we caught a few. Caught some brim, stuff like that. So I'll just roll some clips from that. Alright guys, we're out at the gar spot. We're on the boat. We got some lines put out. Got a bunch of gar around us. We'll try to catch a new state record, hopefully. If nothing else, we like to at least catch a gar or two, so. I don't know what today holds, but we're gar fishing. Haven't done it in forever. We'll catch back, we'll check back in when we have a gar hooked up, or running or something, I don't know. Well, my gar line just went under. I was just about to recast. It went under. Old gar swimming with it. I got a tiny hook, so I want to set earlier than normal, but also I want to make sure I catch this fish. He stopped, so I feel like he's swallowing it. I feel like he's starting to move again. Screw it. Got him. Not a giant. Might be a little spotted gar. Yep, I think so. A little spotted gar. First gar in a year. I'll take it. You know, I got him right in the top of the mouth, dude. Dude, that's a pretty spotted gar. Hey, grab the big camera.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Or
no, are you sure it's spotted?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get.
His mouth?
Yeah, that was a spotted gar. Somebody's having target practice, and Nolan just had a giant pick up a whole entire live bluegill. That acting like an alligator gar. But we're fishing for longnose, legally.
I hope it's not an alligator gar. Wink.
If it's not an alligator gar, I sure hope it's a state record longnose. That might be the big one. We just spooked like a freaking giant fish a minute ago.
Oh no.
He came out?
No.
You got him.
The drag ain't tight enough for this.
He's still on? Oh yeah, he's still on.
What? What? Seriously?
Hey, that's a decent longnose.
That ate an entire brim?
That quick too. Hey, that's the power of those small hooks though. If it was a big hook, you probably would have come right out. You gonna grab him?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him.
I thought that was the big one. Like we just spooked. We just spooked one that literally it spooked right next to the boat and it rocked the entire boat. Whew. All right, guys, we got 2 fish running. This one seems small, so I'm gonna go ahead and try him. I got him. Oh, that might be my personal record, smallest. That's a little longnose, isn't it?
I think so.
And this one's going.
Yeah.
And the hook is right in his bottom lip, dude. Yeah, that's a little spotted gar. And we got another one running. Look at there. Can you get the hook out of him? That was a little head of a brim. This one might be acting like a gator gar. Heck yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
Perfect release.
Those small hooks are the deal, dude. That might be a spot then.
Oh.
That's not a spot.
That's not a spot. That's not a spot.
Oh my god, it popped out.
No.
Oh my god. Oh, it cut it. It cut it. That might have beat.
Again?
That might have beat my biggest, dude. That might have beat the 28 pounder. Oh my god, he snapped it clean.
That was that big one.
I don't know if it was the big one.
Did you see that boil though?
Dang it, dude. That was a big fish. Not
Yeah, that's a decent
not
one.
a giant, but coming at us. Not coming at us anymore. Coming at us.
Get this out of the way.
Oh, dude, that might be a good one. That might be a really good one. Oh, yeah. I just want to see you, buddy.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one for sure.
I mean, he's not giant, but he's not a state record, but it's the biggest of the day for sure. Oh, yeah. He's pulling some drag. You ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if he is.
You can just tire him out.
Oh, yeah. Look at that guy. Yeah, I'm just trying to get him tired so we can actually land him. And I just know we're using fluorocarbon leaders, so, and I can feel it grinding on his teeth, so. Yeah, that's a good fish.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hate these things. Like when you hook up on a big one on bass tackle, it really changes your mind. He might be hooked in the corner, kinda. All right, look at that, guys. There we go. Got him. Just awesome freaking prehistoric fish. One last look before she goes forever. Until next time, maybe. Oh, she's ready now. Heck yeah, man. Finally got a good one. We were literally about to leave. But today I wanted to do something, you know, it may only be June. I think today's the 17th. Let me check. Yeah, today is the 17th of June. It's hot. It's like the heat index is probably around 200 degrees. Humidity's up there around 112%, something like that. So I decided, you know, it's getting to be that time. We're starting to get into kind of like the deer stuff. Just so you guys know, in Alabama, our deer, they have, or at least in our area, they are just now starting to grow their antlers. They probably shed mid-late April. Some of them probably still are hard-horn into May. So they're just now starting to get put on some growth. Plus, this is one of the hardest times on a South Alabama deer. Like I said, it's over 100 degrees heat index, or it has been this week. It usually gets pretty dry this time of year around here. So these deer don't have a ton of good, high-quality food right now. What I can do to help out for cheap, now I could buy a couple bags of seed and I could go waste a bunch of, or not waste, I could go use up a bunch of diesel and take the tractor out and plant some summer plots, but I just don't have the means for that. I don't have the time for that, and I don't know, it seems like a lot of work. It'd be worth it for sure, but it seems like a lot of work, and I can't really put the time in to do it right now. So I decided do a little research, and I figured out if you get a bag of like feed salt or stock salt and a bag of dicalcium phosphate, apparently a lot of guys are having a lot of success with that mixture. And you're supposed to, some people mix it 1-to-1, some people mix it 2-to-1. I figure, you know, it's like 35 bucks for both, for one bag of each. So around here, so I was like, I'll just get a bag of each, mix it up, probably get some corn. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go to my lease. I've got a couple areas I'm gonna target that last year had a pretty good bit of buck activity. I don't know what our bucks are doing right now. I have had very minimal success in getting bucks on camera up until about September, late September even, unless I have corn out. So I wanna put this stuff into an area that should be beneficial to some of the bucks, and I really want to see what happens, because You know, everybody talks about, oh, you put mineral out, you put protein out, you do all this stuff, and it helps deer grow bigger. Well, partially I would like to see the deer grow bigger, but otherwise I just like them to be a little healthier. And I know this is going to help them out because, like I said, this is the hardest time of the year on our deer. We don't have a rough winter. There's still green stuff year round. There's stuff for them to eat year round, but right now, and like August is probably the most difficult time on our deer because it's hot, it's been dry, there's not much for them to eat. The acorns aren't dropping yet. So hopefully this mineral site, I'm gonna do a little more research, see how much I need to re-up it. If you guys know, drop it in the comments below how often I need to go out and put more mineral. But I'm just gonna put some cameras up, put it out, leave it for probably a month or so, and then go, I don't know, however long I need to. I'm gonna go out and re-up it. Probably not gonna check my cameras for a while, so they give them time to find it, keep my scent out of there. Okay guys, I made it to my lease. I've got like 3 general areas. One spot I'm 100% sure of where I'm gonna put the mineral corn thing, and then the other 2 spots, I know the general area that I want to put this stuff out, but I'm not sure of the like exact spot. I have one buck in particular. Let me find it real quick. There's one buck in particular that likes this area, and he's been around that area a bunch. This will be the 4th year that I've known about this buck. He's got to be like 5 years old by now, maybe even 6. I hope he's still alive, but I'll play this quick video of him. He's hitting a scrape with native scents on it. So the first year I knew about him, he was just a really wide 6-point, and now you can see when he turns, he grew another tine, so he's a big 7-point, or he was a big 7-point last year. This time of year, like I mentioned earlier, they barely have, like, they're just starting to grow their main beams. They're growing their antlers right now. They need the minerals. I don't have anything that's really protein, but I should probably start putting out protein as well. But anyway, we're gonna head in here and try to find a good spot. I know one thing I know about it is you need it to be really close to water, which is not a big deal for out here. Even when it's super dry, we got like 4 different. We got one main big creek, and then one little offshoot of that, and then a couple like wide swampy areas. So pretty much anywhere around here is going to be fairly close to a water source anyway. Kind of what I'm talking about. So first off, the water. I don't know how well you can see it, but just past this, I mean, you can kind of see there's a little dip right there. That's a pretty heavy creek bottom slough, swampy type deal. It's like a really wide creek basically. So that runs all along from left to right, I mean a good long ways. And then on this side of the pipeline, there's another creek bottom kind of behind me, and that buck, he stays somewhere around here. I've seen him twice on this pipeline. Tried to hunt him on the pipeline during gun season, during the rut, never saw him. So I don't know, I'm gonna walk in the woods over here first, see if I find a good spot. There's a bunch of deer tracks. What makes it hard to hunt here is, like, I had a feed site back here, and I would climb different areas around here based off of the wind and where I thought they were coming. But this pipeline always swirls the wind around when it cuts back into the woods. It's hard to hunt. These deer, like, it doesn't matter what the wind's doing. It seems like they can smell you if you're within like 50, 60 yards of the pipeline, and they use that to their advantage. So I'd like to get off of the pipeline a little bit, and I'm thinking I might have a higher chance of seeing that buck and getting a good shot at him here, but I also have a higher chance of him smelling me and never coming in or busting out before I get a chance. But over there, I feel like I might have a lower chance of getting a consistent pattern from him, but I have a higher chance of being able to hunt him with the wind and, you know, be safe and all. So I'm gonna walk down here, kind of weigh my options, and then might go check that spot out unless I find something really good up here. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm a little out of breath now because I just brought this down here. But part 1 is done. Basically, I poured out about 2 shovelfuls of that salt with a little bit of that dichloride phosphate or whatever on that stump. I poured about 1-to-1 ratio, probably 8 or 10 pounds each. And then, but I took 1 spoonful or shovelful, couple shovelfuls, put it on that stump, and then the rest of it I mix it up better, put some dirt, mixed it with the dirt, and kind of buried it right next to the stump. So what that basically does is hopefully it'll rain a little bit, plus if it doesn't rain, these deer are gonna eat all this stuff. I'm about to put some corn out on it to make it a little bit more attractive to them. And what it does, it's good nutrients, plus like good minerals and stuff, plus the salt helps them out somehow, plus they're getting all the nutrients and minerals and stuff from the ground that they wouldn't get this much normally. So they should be getting more nutrients put into their antlers and bodies and bones and whatnot. So I'm gonna put a camera up on that tree, dump some corn out, and we'll be done with this spot. All right guys, as you can tell, sun's kind of going down, but it's kind of the same program as the first time. I need to scout out a good spot. We have a food plot up this way kind of somewhere, and then over here to my right you can see that there's some really thick pines. A lot of deer bed in that. There's a creek bottom down in front of me, so we kind of got a bed to creek to food kind of sort of pattern, even though they're not going to the food plots right now. I know there's deer here, and I found a spot that looked like a really good early season spot down here. I'll try to re-find it and maybe try to find a little bit better spot that looks similar, I guess. I was walking back here during turkey season and I was like, oh, this looks like a good spot. Okay, so I think I found the spot. Right down here is a really thick creek bottom. There's, like I say, there's water. I found this stump here. It's gonna be a really nice substrate for that mineral and salt and stuff. Tree right there to hang a camera on. Plus, like if I have to adjust the corn a little bit, I do have a tree over there I can climb. Maybe there, I don't know. I could probably build a ground blind right there if I needed to. I've got this tree right next to that magnolia that I'm really excited about. And then I might could clear out some stuff, climb over there. I could probably climb there or even over there. So we've got a lot of climbing opportunities. We can kind of follow the wind and hunt this spot on multiple different winds. We've got really good access because we don't have to cross over into this area. We got like there's this big screen right here. Wait, I'm not pointing the camera even closer, right? But there's like this big screen of thick stuff right here. It pretty much goes all the way around, so I could get to this spot and climb up a tree without ever even coming close to the feed site. So plus like a lot of oak trees around here. This looks like a killer freaking early season spot. So I mean, it's open, but it's surrounded by thick stuff, and I look for that a lot on public land. If I can find a spot that is like thick all the way around it, nobody really wants to get in there, which granted this is only 75 yards from a road, if that. But on public, if I can find a spot that's really thick all around, and then like an open little hole in an oak flat or near an oak flat, dude, there's always deer there. I might not kill anything, but I always see deer in spots like that. So we're gonna grab the stuff and set us up a site. This bait site might be a little thick, a little heavy, but we got our dicalcium phosphate. I just looked at this. Let me make sure. This is what I bought. Dicalcium phosphate. Not sure if this is the best stuff. This is all I could find. So, and then I got some fine feed salt. As you can see, I busted a little bit of it. And some corn, just as a little extra draw. Spot I just stopped. I just filmed that little clip out. That is literally a corn vending machine. You put your dollar in and corn comes out. That one actually takes cards. You slide a card in there and it'll automatically charge you $5, and the price changes depending on who they're getting their corn from, and I guess traffic through there or something, I don't know. It's about a week after that first clip, or the first little part of the video that I filmed, and I'm headed back to my lease, and I'm gonna check those cameras real quick, and I also need to swap out the batteries of them. Luckily I went to Walmart and I just went and checked the first camera, which was kind of the hardest one to get to right now. It should be really easy as soon as I get this log out of the road. Forgot a chainsaw again. But anyway, so I just checked that camera. I'm probably going to scroll some pictures over, but I have got like a whole bunch of does coming in there pretty regular. And one buck that should turn into a really nice one. I mean, he looks pretty old. And I'm hoping it's one of the deer from last year that was in that area. Who knows? If he's coming into the mineral, it'll help him. Plus, some of those does in the south, our does drop really, really late. And I think half of those does, maybe all of them, were pregnant. Hopefully, that mineral plus a little bit of the carbs from the corn will help those deer stay healthy during the what's usually supposed to be really dry months, which it's rained every day for the past like week now. But they've been hitting the mineral, and you can still see the mineral, so that's good. But what I was going to mention is, so first off, the way I do it, or the way I've been doing it, instead of just putting a whole crap ton of corn in a pile and just hunting that and nothing else, I personally, which I don't have a problem if someone else wants to do it, but personally, that's not really hunting, in my opinion. And I don't want to sound like a high and mighty, like I'm better than you or I'm a hypocrite or something because I do put out bait. I'm just saying you don't want to just put a pile of corn and no matter what, hunt that pile, because all it's going to do is disappoint you. What I have done, and Cade does something very similar, is you put your corn out, and like I'm starting super early this year, which I'm not going to come back here for a couple weeks. What we do is we'll put out our corn, and what you want to do, which I'll kind of demonstrate, I'm sure I have, but you want to distribute that corn really wide and far out for a couple reasons. The main reason is because the deer find it quicker and it lasts longer. And then the other reason is deer feel a lot more comfortable grazing than standing in one spot and eating. Like if you put a pile of corn, deer are certainly going to come to it, but it might take them, they might leave it in a pile and not stay on it as long, and then it'll get moldy and mildewed and stuff. And there's a lot of things that go wrong when corn gets mossy or mildewed and fungus and all growing on it. Like I say, the deer enjoy grazing more than they do standing in one spot and eating. Like if you ever watch a deer in a food plot, they're almost never standing still. They're kind of just grazing around, and there's grass all around them. If you ever watch one walking through the woods, normally they'll walk a few steps and munch some leaves off a yopon, or they'll pick up a acorn scattered around. It gives them a more natural presentation, even though it's an unnatural food source, basically. Well, I just checked my last spot, and there's a lot of deer coming into it, but it's not quite as exciting as I was hoping for, which, I mean, it's still really early. There's still plenty of green stuff. We did get some rain. Maybe they haven't found it yet, what I want, the big bucks or whatever. What I do is I kind of experiment in the really early part of the season, like in the summer. I'm basically just experimenting, trying to move things around, trying to figure out what works best first step is finding deer. And once I find a good buck that I want to chase and I keep a good track of him, the next step is going to be figuring out like what to do to help me kill that buck better. So like I have in the past had to move corn around and try to figure out the best place to be to kill that deer and have corn there. I've also like taken away bait sites from spots to get them coming to one spot instead of splitting it up, just stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of my plans for the year. Drop us a comment below if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see us do more like deer scouting preparation stuff, if you want to see us, if you want to, I think I mentioned this earlier, like if I'm doing anything wrong with my mineral sites, please let me know. Tell me what to add to them, because like I say, experimental. If I can add some stuff to my bait sites that you think will like really up the health of my deer and up the amount of pictures and how often deer come by or whatever, drop that in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, if you want to see more, click the likes, click the subscribe button. If you want to get a hat, you can't see it too good, you want to get a hat, there's a link down below. And always remember to live life 25 high. We'll see you next time.